أهلا وسهلا يا جماعة. Right now I want to talk about the lovely letter ha, which on its face might seem like one of the simpler sounds in this series. We transcribe it with the letter H. It's a capital H in some transliteration systems that you might be using, and we know what an H sounds like. House, help, haha, we're done, right? Actually, not quite, because in Arabic we actually have two H sounds, or maybe H-ish sounds, one of which, ha, is much closer to our soft, breathy ha that we have in English. That letter ha, as you can see, has a distinctively different shape, and those two letters have distinctively different sounds. For ha, we need to think about producing a much more forceful, raspy, sibilant kind of H sound that is typical in English. It should be something that can ring throughout the room and a sound that you can really fill a space with. In order to create that sound, we actually need to tighten the muscles of our larynx a little bit and create a narrower airway for that air to pass through. Feel free to pause and give it a try if you like. I will. It should sound very raspy and hizzy, but also dry, so we don't confuse it with another letter that we have, kha. Some analogies that the learners I work with have found useful are the forceful breath of air that you might use to clean some glasses, or maybe the sound of air leaking from a puncture in a car or a bike tire, or maybe the warning sound that an annoyed cat might make if it's telling you to back off a little bit. One important thing that I want to mention is that this is a sound that we make without any tone. We aren't using our vocal cords at all. If you put your hand to your throat and hum a little bit, you can feel the vibration that your vocal cords make, but if you leave it there and make a noise, you won't be feeling quite the same kind of vibration. We can't sing the consonant ha, although vowels can come before or after it, of course. In contrast, ha is a much gentler sound, a very simple exhalation of breath that's pretty identical to the H sound we use in a lot of English words, horse, house, head, etc. One technique that I use to think about this difference is, again, to be very mindful of whether or not I'm using my vocal cords. With this letter, I can give a little bit of tone while I'm making the consonant noise, without really giving it a distinct vowel quality. But I'm using my vocal cords nevertheless. In using my vocal cords, it becomes quite difficult, actually, for me, for my personal anatomy, to constrict my throat and make the raspy sound. Maybe you can do it, but I find it close to impossible, and I think a lot of other people would claim the same. So I can give just a little bit of tone to my ha without resolving into a clear vowel sound like ha, hu, he. And it can be very neutral, but using just a smidgen of that vocal cord action will relax my throat and enable me to ensure that there's a fairly broad gap between my ha and my ha.